Good morning, everybody. I'm your spooky host, and welcome back to more Pokemon Draft League. We've got week 4 of the Pick Your Pocket Monster Draft League, and what an absolute blessing it is. Let me check audio here really quick, because this gets tricky between Discord and stuff like that. Hope you guys are all doing well today. Good evening to you. There we go. I'm going to listen on my other computer and see how the audio is really. Oh. Just a moment. Is this better? Is my audio sublime when I speak this close? Okay, that's quite good. Sorry about the double there. All right. I gotta get a link here in the Discord. Let everybody know what is going on. Let me know how you guys are doing tonight. I hope you're all well. Yes, we've got week 4, and what a blessing. What a blessing it'll be. I just gotta post in a couple Discords here and balance out my my audio. I don't want to leave our special guest Luke waiting too. No, not Luke. It's Jaden waiting too long though. That would be quite bad. We don't want to do that. Which? Huh? Which? There we go. Copy link. At every live with the watch party for special guest. All right, there we go. There's that. I'm actually gonna post in a couple other Discords really quick. There's some other like Draft League Discords. I'm just gonna drop one in. How we doing tonight, everybody? How we doing tonight? Let me know. Plug. L SV X 4 watch party. AC. Posted that there. We'll go in the Rose Raiders. Okay. Cool. All right. So pretty shortly, we're gonna hop in here with Jaden, right up and coming star of the PPML Draft League. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. Is there anything else to do? I think we just get into it, right? All right, so I'm gonna hop into the chat here. All right, there we go. Jaden, are you there? We might have to play with audio a little bit, and if we do, I apologize. Output device. Input device. My camera. Output device. That is totally wrong. It's not you, it's me, don't worry. Input device. No. Input device. Quadcast. Output device. Headset. Okay.
Oh, that's much better.
There we go. Okay. No, that was totally my Discord defaulted to. Sometimes it puts my microphone as the speaker, and that's very mysterious to me.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. Just like I heard your entire room.
Oh boy, yikes! That's not great. Can you talk for just a little bit so I can balance audio?
Sure.
Just tell us about Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. Oh no, please tell me what you want me to tell you about.
Just tell us about who you are a little bit and what your Pokemon experience is like so far.
Sure. So yeah, I'm the J27, Jade in real life. Part of the young adult group that half of this league is most of this league is part of. As for Pokemon experience, I've never done anything competitive. I've been playing the game since I was a kid. But I also watch a lot of competitive YouTubers, a lot of PokeTubers, so I do know a little bit about a little bit of something.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Welcome to the stream, and thank you for joining. Excited to go through this week's matches. You're doing pretty well in the league so far. A very strong 3-1 and a good team. So. Yeah. Happy to have you along. Audio sounds great, by the way.
We'll talk about the Blissey.
We'll talk about the Blissey. All right. Well, let's get right into it with this week's matches. I'm gonna have to reference the board over and over again because I'm still learning everybody's tags and stuff. Where the heck is it? It's the ding dang team and replay sheets. There we go. So I think we're starting off with Pat versus Diego. Pat with this legendary Galarian Corsola that's been walling the heck out of everybody. And
you're sharing your screen, right?
Yes, I need to do that. You've brought up a very good point. That I specifically. No, you're good. I had to switch between my what do you call it? Oh, I know the word for it. I'm not very good at doing multiple things at once. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. I had to switch between my desktop app and the web app on my browser. Okay. Now you should see it, I believe. How's that? You see me sharing?
Pop it out. Yeah, I see you sharing.
Awesome.
I'm trying to see just your stream and not everything else.
Oh yes, that's tricky. Okay, stream does look good though. So let me know when you're set, and we'll start getting into it. Or if you need me to change anything to accommodate it for you.
I got it at a good place. It's not like a full screen stream, but let's do.
Okay, so you're in a good place?
Yeah, I could be fine.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Alright, so we're starting with this matchup. We've got Diego with a pretty well-balanced team. Diego's going pretty strong. Pat's doing pretty good. These are two kind of like middle high like end-of-the-road players. The Shuckles, obviously interesting. What do you think?
And I tell you, yeah, sure, Diego has been crushing it this season. His Chien-Pao is definitely a force to be reckoned with. But Pat, I faced Pat Sunday, and I'm terrified. I honestly have no idea what I'm going to do against her team. It's just that she has a really well-rounded team. A lot of like tight coverings that does really well for her. So.
Yeah, I think you're right, and it's also kind of a bunch of goons. Like this is a goofy gang of teammates, but I think it's a very cool team. And you're absolutely right about Chien-Pao. That is something to definitely be afraid of. Let's see. This team looks okay against it. The Tinglu obviously doesn't like the ice, and so doesn't the Hawlucha, but the rest can hang a little bit. So let's go ahead and see how this goes. I got to keep it muted, and we'll keep it on slow, and we'll let it roll. So we got the Chien-Pao to lead off. That's very strong and scary. And I think if I'm the Hawlucha, unless I've got a sash, I want to get out of there. But no, that's a kill. I wonder if that was a roll, or if it was or if the crit mattered or not.
Oh man, getting Sword set up.
Yeah, and a good Will-O-Wisp from the Galarian Corsola, but Otterboy can just keep swords dancing. So what's the strategy? A good Nightshade? This thing is... I wonder how much damage this is going to take. Oh, a lot. Oh my god.
All of it.
Yeah, that's...
So much for the physical wall of the Galarian Corsola.
Yeah, well, I think Chien-Pao's probably one of the scariest people in the format, just with that Dark Ice stab coverage being so good. The speed, all it takes is like one sword dance for it to get out of control.
Yeah. He did a good job doing that second sword stance with the burn to kind of give him that boost.
Yeah.
Because burn halves your damage, so
yep.
Just increasing it again kind of neutralizes it.
Yeah, very good awareness to get a jump on all of these guys, and
yeah, I mean that's 4 mons down. She has 2 left, and he still has his entire team.
Now, the big Paraghost Shadow Ball from Haunt. Love seeing Haunter in these, just because it's got that surprising 115 special attack for like a middle stage evolution.
That's true.
Switching into the and the Slug, soaking it up, very smart. Goes for a 4 times resisted Scald. But I guess that covered the switch in to the Shuckle if it came in immediately and did a little bit more damage. Or could be going for the burn too, I suppose. All very spammable.
Very spammable. Actually, one of my favorite water moves.
Oh yeah. Final Gambit. It anticipates being pretty high on health, but is down to like nothing before he uses Final Gambit and doesn't get much out of it. Well, good game to Diego. Pat's been a strong competitor.
Crushed that one, yeah.
Yeah, that was a tough one. We got 2 GGs with exclamation points, so they were both pretty thrilled with this match, so that's great to see. Next we've got Steve versus Josh. Josh with the still, I can't believe this team actually got pulled together because it looks so dangerous in the sun. And Steve with just like a very well-balanced spooky team. The classy Cramorants actually bringing along the Cramorant this time is very exciting. How much leverage do you think Cramorant's going to get this game?
Oh man, I don't know. With his ability to do that extra chip damage, how does that ability work again? It's is it when he goes down, or is it just at the end of a turn?
So it's pretty preposterous. You have to use Surf or Dive, and then you load your like gun up. And if you're like above 25% or 50%, I can't remember which, you get the Barraskewda. And when you spit that out, it does chip damage and reduces defense. But if you're like below 25 or 50%, again, I can't remember, you get the Pikachu, which does damage and paralyzes. So yeah, at low health, I don't know if you want to like focus sash this or something. If you get hit by the Pikachu, that's a pretty nice paralyze on like I don't know, a gouging fire or something like that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Cramorant, it's one of those gimmick mons that like is slightly competitive. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, I think it's like a pretty good PU Pokemon or something. Anyways, let's get this one rolling. Should be, hopefully we see the Torkoal lead here. That's what I've been hoping Josh is going to do with the drought, and here it is. Oh my god, he's done it.
Here it is.
Excellent job.
Oh no.
And Crazy Steve taking advantage of that immediately, anticipating that with the photosynthesis attack. Might even have a different item than a booster energy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a good move. I mean, Great Tusk looks really good in this team. I probably would have brought out the Walking Wake here and gone for a big water type attack.
For sure, it definitely would have helped resist some of Great Tusk's moves.
Absolutely. So we're gonna see. Now he brings in the Walking Wake. That's pretty good, and with the speed boost, is not gonna have a problem there. But out comes the Cofagrigus with.
It just eats that the Aqua Jet, and Mummy to get rid of the photosynthesis. That is a interesting strat.
That's some clever tech. Good Weather Ball. Yeah, definitely did not need to go for the Aqua Jet there. Because definitely outsped the Great Tusk in the first place. Steve with the anti-sun tech with the Rain Dance is pretty incredible. And now it is gonna get its water attacks boosted in the rain, but Cramorant's gonna like that. He does have the Pikachu. You gotta watch out or you're gonna get paralyzed. And he goes down, but is going to get that paralyze off.
Yeah.
The Cramorant has certainly done his job. Probably not going to be... Walking Wake's probably not going to be that useful for the rest of the game. And Amorous is now free to just go to town here, right?
Oh, yeah.
I suppose the most threatening thing to it would be... Well, you definitely don't want to get Shocking Spiked, or Sandy Shocked, whatever, with Volt Switch or something, but takes the opportunity on the Switch to set up a substitute. Really good stuff from Steve.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a good call from... Kind of a good call from...
Except the contrary call mine. Forgot about that.
Trying out some new and foreign tech,
Oh, yeah.
the self-handicap. But still gets the kill.
Only Crazy Steve can do the contrary call mine and still win a game.
Only Crazy Steve, what a legend. And big Earth Power, that's gonna do most of it for Arcanine, and takes no damage from close combat. I think we might still be working on tight matchups a little bit here. Yeah. That is quad resisted, but now an Amorous is free to go to town. No, it gets Thunderbolt because Sandy Shocks is very fast. Is that like Scarfed or something? I don't know if...
We'll find
342,
out.
331.
Yeah, he's Scarfed.
He might have been
sure
Scarfed. Either that or... I can't imagine Steve put Bulk into an Amorous. Maybe.
Well, I mean, the Sandy Shocks use Thunderbolt against the ground type is like...
That's a good call.
Nothing you can do there.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Awesome. So, a big win for Crazy Steve there, keeping it going and bringing it back after a rough start to the season.
Yeah.
Now we've got Molly versus... Oh, I just got pinged on disc. Okay, not important. Molly versus Solon. Solon? You know? You know the...
Solon?
Solon?
No, I don't. I'm sorry. He's one
No
of the few that I don't actually know.
No worries. Molly, the mac and cheese queen, here with the no signature Toxtricity today, unfortunately, but we do have the rain, the little rain core of Politoed and Archaludon, which is very cool. She's got one of my draft league kings in Crocodile, an absolute unit. But I like the team on the what do you call it? Salon's team. A lot of Pokemon from older generations. It looks like I'm looking at like a Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire team or something with like the Scizor and like the Rotom Wash. What are you seeing here?
For sure. Yeah, I'm really looking at this Hisuian Zoroark. It's definitely one of my favorite typings, being Ghost Normal.
Oh, yeah.
It is so unique. It's so hard to counter too, because it's like, what are you going to do against that? Basically it's a normal type with its only weakness gone.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super sick. Yeah, it's so complimentary. What are you afraid of? Like dark moves, I think, and like not much more.
Umbreon is kind of like the only counter for that doing Zoroark.
Yeah, I mean, you might be taking knockoffs from I don't know if for Alligator gets a knockoff, but you certainly get it from Scizor. If I'm Molly, I think I like Hisuian Arcanine, but you got to get rid of those water types first, because Scizor can really hang in there if you don't have fire types.
That's true.
I'd imagine Zoroark has fire coverage on it for this. I can't exactly remember how the match goes, but that's what I would probably do.
Well, keep in mind that Mammothswine Ice Ground is also, it's weak to the fire, but also ground is just, it's quad weak to ground being rock. Isn't Hisuian Arcanine rock fire, right?
Yes, it is.
So quad weak to ground is kind of scary.
Enigmatic Raccoon says, might Scizor have a bug move that will work against Dark? Though if it has fire, it'll be moot. Never mind, brain glitch. It definitely has a big bug move. Bug Bite with Technician is 90 base power, which is super good. And like obviously you can just U-turn and go to town. But yeah, you just need to. You got to. Well, Scizor's The only dark type scissors against is the crocodile. Maybe that's what you're talking about. Anyways, let's get it going. Let's get it going. So we start off with Alligator, one of my favorite starters versus Golisopod. Such a goofy goober. Gets the big first impression and it gets toxic. He is pretty bulky. It's kind of interesting to see toxic on the Feraligatr. I feel like normally I'd be taking the opportunity to like set up a dragon dance and really utilize like that sheer force life orb stuff. Big Thunderbolt is going to shoot the Golisopod out and bring in the Archaludon. And anticipating maybe an electric type move, Mamoswine comes in and gets Dragon Pulse, but is going to get off a big Earthquake, I think. That's pretty nice on such a chunky guy.
What boost was that? I can't really see.
Defense boost. Archaludon has the stamina ability, so every time it takes
That's right.
a physical hit, its defense goes up, so you gotta be careful there. In comes the Scizor, and rightly so, the Arcanine Hisui comes in, but it gets blasted by a close combat, which is rough.
And then a Bullet Punch. That Hisui and Arcanine did not stand a chance against that Scizor with that moveset.
Yeah, I wonder what the item is on that Scizor. Looks like a fast... What's it doing? It's got multiple moves. Is it Expert Belt or something? Oh, putting in the work.
I would say Expert, just he's only used fighting moves on it so far, which is really interesting.
Yeah, close combat Bullet Punch, so it's not choice. It's not Life Orb. It's not getting health back. Boots? Maybe. I don't know.
Could be Boots.
Focus Blast the Umbreon because you want to get this thing out of here as fast as possible because it's evil and stalls you forever. Misses. Oh,
Miss Focus Blast and Alakazam.
What is the set on this Golisopod? It's like I see the set, but it's a mixed physical and special attacker. What is the? Oh, there we go. He got me. He got me. He freaking got me, dude. Oh, that's so funny.
Get got. Wow.
Yeah, that's especially in these video reviews. I always forget about the Zoroarks. So focused on talking.
It is good to see Zoroark's abilities properly, though.
Yeah.
Because I know there's been a few games that people have their Zoroarks and they just kind of forgot about their ability.
Yeah. And at that point, you're missing out on like most of its value.
Oh yeah.
So we've got a toxic battle here. Slow and grueling. I'm really surprised this is not a setup for Alligator. Toxic Liquidation's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And down goes the Gay Frog. And now we're at almost a 3v3 with a Reflect Up and a little bit of Rain. That's going to be a free Electro Shot, yes, for the old Chrysler building. And now you probably outspeed everything except Scizor, right? Yeah.
It says we're going to go for a Bullet Punch here. No. Okay.
I don't know if that would have done it with the Steel type on Archaludon or not. Rotom Wash could be faster. It all depends on the bulk investment. Yes. So probably should have come out first, but that thing is deceptively fast.
Yeah.
We've got a tight match here. Oh, actually, Molly's Pokemon are pretty weakened at this point. Can we take out Umbreon?
Yeah, but, alright, so it's just down to the Hisui and Zoroark, which if I remember is like very low HP.
It's fast.
Fast, but has
Oh,
1 HP to Dream. No!
Not Focus Blast. What else is on this? What else is on this? I must know. It had... Oh, I wonder if a Shadow Ball would have done that. I don't know.
Does Dark resist Ghost? I always forget.
I think maybe... Yeah, Dark does resist Ghost. I think...
Yeah, so that might not have done it.
This might have been an issue in the builder.
Just below half.
Yeah. I think here you probably want to bring Hyper Voice if you're going to the trouble of like packing nasty plot, like you're a special attacking like sweeper is what you're going for, or maybe like kind of a breaker or something. I feel like you wanna once you get that that nasty plot up, you really want to do something with it. And if knockoff is your best option or focus blast, that's a little spooky. So normal stab definitely would have done it. But
that's something I run into with my Deoxys Speed. Having it as a nasty plot mon, it's focus blast is so tempting because it's so strong.
Yep.
But it's 50%. If it's not 100% in this game, it is 50%.
I think
accuracy. It's how it goes, and it's so unreliable that I'm just trying to find other type matchups that Deoxys Speed can use, which sucks because fighting covers a lot of weaknesses for it.
Yeah, I think I definitely agree with your philosophy there. I just can't run Focus Blast on anything. Like, I'd have to have some way to boost accuracy, or I'd go nuts. In a game that's already so much about chance, like you gotta reduce it a little bit.
For sure.
Next we've got
just one can determine a game.
Yeah, it can absolutely. We've got Jackson versus Greg next. Night Sniper, welcome. Thanks for joining. Thanks for lurking. I hope you've been enjoying Marvel Rivals. We've got Greg versus Jackson. Jackson trying to we learned the lore last week that Jackson wants nothing more than for this Meganium to pop off and change the world of this draft league. So we will see how that goes. It looks okay into the other team, right? You're fine with taking... You're neutral to most of this stuff. You got to watch out for Greninja U-turns with Protean and Blaziken, of course, and probably Flamethrower from Zorak.
And maybe Empoleon too.
Yeah?
I think
It gets Ice Beam, for sure. It's not going to be like stab boosted, and usually Empoleon's not like invested, but just being a starter, it probably has enough special attack to like put a nice dent in it. Oh my god, Big D0574, thank you so much for following. Hope you're enjoying the stream. It is, we're having a blast here with another 7 matches to go over. I'm looking at this team. Jackson's team's so aggressive. It's so aggressive other than this Meganium.
Yeah.
What do you think is Jackson's path to victory here?
I really see the Galarian Slowbro popping off, especially if he actually uses its ability Quick Draw, which is
Quick Draw, Quick Claw.
basically Quick Claw. Yeah, basically. I think Quick Claw is banned.
Oh yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, but Quick Draw is not banned, which I think is insane.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I think that'd be a lot of fun. I think Zero Aura looks pretty good here. Nothing really resists it too much at all.
Yeah.
So you can go pretty hard with...
Maybe the Lucario, because I think Steel resists electric.
Steel does not resist electric, which is a very nice thing about electric types.
I think that's always the confusing thing, because you think Steel would resist electric just because of how metal works.
Yeah, like it would like conduct it or something, and like either be resistant or weak to it. But it's just neutral, and it's very weird. But
very weird.
Big D says the battles this week were so awesome. You got that right. This league's awesome. We're all having a great time.
Oh yeah.
Do I know Big D just off of the title? Is that Diego? Maybe.
That's Diego. Yep.
It's Diego. Welcome to the stream, Diego. Hope you're having a great time. All right, let's watch this match. We've got the Zero Aura right off the bat. And a big Volt Switch. Getting some damage off right off the bat, and takes a big Earthquake in response, but you're slow, bro. Do you care that much? Not before a Swords Dance or anything. Psyshock is not going to get a lot out of that, but might be Regenerator. We'll have to find out. And cannot do much against this Meganium so far. Do we see the Ice Beam like you mentioned? We see the Blizzard. Oh my gosh. Woo. Ooh, risking it for the biscuit.
Hey, Blizzard's got tons of damage.
Yeah, that's powerful stuff. I mean, if you go for it and make it happen, good on you. But I just can't deal with that amount of risk in my life. Although Jackson is getting some good mileage out of the Leech Seed, but not anymore. In comes the Blaziken. Can Zangoose with a Toxic boost knock it out? And yes, it can. I forgot.
Yes, it can. Dude, Facade is such a great move.
Oh yeah, with that stab boost.
Yeah, I am surprised. I'm guessing this Zangoose is guts. Right?
So it gets Toxic boost, which is effectively guts, but it's like only for Toxic.
But okay.
But my question is, where's the Terra? Right? I think this is. I hope it's a Terra Zangoose, because when you stack those normal type modifiers, you get something really powerful.
Oh yeah.
Big Plasma Fist.
Boosted Facade with a Terra is insane.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just once you get into those multipliers, it really spirals out of control. And we've got Dark Gardevoir on the other side. Gonna get Volt switched on and probably no, I got again, dude.
Got again. Wow.
I'm such a fool. Oh, I'm such a fool. Miss is a Focus Blast. That's the second. We should have a Miss Focus Blast counter for the stream. Oh my god.
That would be hysterical.
Oh yeah. We'd be at 2 so far, but Greninja takes 1,000,000 damage from that Clef Key, which is pretty crazy. Life Orbed. And if it attacks again, it dies. So not too worried about that Greninja from now. Goes for the Rock Slide again. Maybe predicting a switch or something?
Maybe.
That's surprising. But looking
Plus,
at
he just doesn't have anything for this Clef Key, because Steel Fairy is it's the best typing in the game.
Yes. Yeah.
Only weak to fire, I think, right?
Ground. I think the better thing about it, I mean, that's like yeah, you're totally right. It's also really good, just the amount of resistances and like immunities. This Clef Key's putting in way more work than I thought. Like I thought it would like Thunder Wave and get out, but it's like killing everybody. It's incredible. But Prankster is no longer going to work. So does not get off an attack against this quote Gardevoir, but we know the truth now. That is not a Gardevoir.
That's a Gardevoir.
That's a Gardevoir. Takes a Shy Shock like a champ, of course. And switches back in. Just trying to get in on another Psychic attack,
Gardevoir.
but not Gardevoir, yes. Outplay's going to do a little bit of damage, but that goes down, and then I don't see this Gardevoir beating these 3 fast Pokemon. Or these 2 fast Pokemon and a Slowbro. Oh no. Flamethrower, that's going to do fine damage. We don't see a burn or anything. This is Shell Bell. Pretty interesting. I don't know if it's going to do enough damage to make up for it, though. A Smart Strike could probably do it, or a Plasma Fist. Goes for the Volt Switch. I think it's a pretty good choice.
Yeah.
Moonblast. Hartana has no special defense. Big Leaf Blade's going to end it.
Cortana.
Yep. Rest in peace. Good game to Jackson. That's a well-deserved win, and good stuff to Greg too. A tough fight. All right, now we've got one heck of a match here. We've got our own Commissioner Alex versus Noah, the Trick Room King. I'm
excited for this match. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I think this is a pretty good candidate for game of the week, just like looking at it on its face. Some interesting stuff. You could definitely see Aurora Veil coming from this Ninetales to put a stop to some of like the big gyro balls that come out of Trick Room, Terra Steel, Stack Attacka, for example. I like the possibility of setting hazards with Samurott Hisui. I'm not sure how that works with Magic Bounce. I'd imagine. I think they might go through. I don't know.
I think Magic Bounce. Don't quote me on this, but I thought Magic Bounce everything, including hazards, when it comes to non-damaging moves.
Magic Bounce versus what's the Ceaseless Edge? Let's find out the truth. And okay, I don't see anything on it. We'll find out maybe during this match. Alex definitely has some prep for Trick Room. I mean, you've got the Rhyperior, which could be like super slow. Petrunt, you could slow down a little bit. I don't know if you're getting into slow stack attack though. Maybe I take that back. I think there's a tough match on both sides. Obviously, Zamazenta's super scary. No ghost type on the other side, but Hattering's scary. Let's see how it goes. And maybe we'll see it right off the bat. What is going on? Okay, it does not Magic Bounce does not get the job done. He's gonna recover full with that Draining Kiss, which hurts, but you did get a layer of spikes down, which is nice. Another Draining Kiss is not going to do a lot of damage. Oh wow, I did more than I expected to that Alolan Ninetales. I guess it doesn't resist though. We'll see how much that spike matters. Big Freeze Dry. Not a big Freeze Dry, quite frankly. Has a special defense boost because of the sand. Rocks are up. That's definitely more valuable than the single layer of spikes. Really trying to break through this Tyranitar. Maybe looking to use the end game if you're really this worried about Tyranitar.
I'm surprised they didn't get Auroville up.
Yeah.
To give him that extra defense, to give him the time to take down Tyranitar.
Yeah.
That's what he's going to. Unless maybe he thinks T-Tar is brick, which you counter Auroville.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. He just seemed to. I'm just surprised he prioritized staying in. I mean, it feels like Zamazenta would be fine coming in on it, or maybe you're just trying to save that Zamazenta for the end. Just really being
maybe.
like, you know. Either way, 2 sets of spikes up, and that's a little unfortunate. You'd like to get 3 just with how the math pans out. 2's not incredibly useful. Petrunt is in, but nothing here really wants to take an Earthquake.
No, especially not Zamazenta.
Oh, Earth Power. Oh, did it do Earth Power both times? Yeah, it's a special one. That makes a lot of sense. Yes, Zamazenta does definitely not want to take that. Nobody wants to take that. That's a great move. Bringing the Landorus Incarnate. And this is rough without like a steel move or something on that. Ambipom comes in. It's going to get hit by something and survives by the skin of its teeth. Holy cow.
Wow.
Just Tyrant.
And got that Spadaf drop, but it's already at 1 HP.
Yeah. Oh, U-turn.
U-turn to take down the T-Tar. That's nice.
Yeah, but you didn't even need that. You could have faked out. You could have. Oh, you have Life Orb. It doesn't matter. Iron Moth comes in. You've got a good matchup here. This is Terra Rhyperior, I believe, so this could do some work.
Oh yeah.
We've got the Terra Ground is going to resist that Sludge Wave, which is huge, and definitely kill this Iron Moth.
The Rhyperior, I think I've said this before, at least on the side in the comments. Great move pool, just all the coverage.
Yeah, it's really incredible. And just with Rhyperior, like, its base stats are so good, and the thing that limits it is its typing. So giving it the ability to Terra with that, particularly with that Solid Rock ability, is incredible. Yeah. I would have liked to see a Steel type move in the builder for Zamazenta. Like, I understand that you want to take out a Lando if you're in front of it, but I mean, Hattering's the switch in every time, right? You want to prepare for what's going to switch in on you and try to maybe get the jump on that. There's a Shadow Ball, and is Petra...
I thought that was poison.
Petrunt?
Is it poison or ghost?
It's both.
Huh.
Poison ghost.
That answers that question.
Yep. So, big Earthquake, that might kill Pecharunt? Probably not. Its defense is like 160. That's pretty crazy. It curses Stack Attack, the Ghost type curse, and dies. So pretty bold strategy, but I guess doing whatever it took. I don't know how else you were gonna get there. So maybe he was just ending the match early, but a good win to an undefeated Noah.
Wow.
All right, we've got Alex F versus Judah here. Judah with, again, these kind of like scary setup threats with this Dragon Dance Salamence, the Shell Smash Torterra, the Tidy Up Mousehold. You never know when he's gonna pop off. Swords Dance Aegislash, for example. And then I feel like I've seen this team from Alex a lot with the Bisharp and the Zygarde and the Urshifu and the Azumarill. I hope we get to see maybe some Dragon Dances from Zygarde once the Torterra is taken out. Then I feel like you could really go to town. What do you see here?
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's going to be huge power Azumarill here. I think that's going to be that fairy typing is going to maybe for the Salamence would be good.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm wondering what his answer for that Vaporeon is. He doesn't really have anything good for that water typing.
Yeah.
Besides Azumarill that can at least resist. Same thing for the Volcanion.
Yeah, I think that's a good insight. Maybe you just got to plow through with your very strong physical attackers, knowing that Vaporeon is more of a special wall, but I mean, it's the HP, I guess, that's making it so tanky.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's see. Let's see how it goes. We've got Bisharp. I dare say Alex F's signature Pokemon. I feel like this is like, it's odd for Bisharp to come every match, but I think it's pretty cool.
Goes into Urshifu.
Maybe a misunderstanding
of types.
He doesn't
realize Aegislash is Ghost and it's resisted by that. A Dark type move would have been much better to use there.
Yeah, that would have been so nasty. And now you do have a very scary Aegislash, but with low speed. So that does mean something. Yeah. 1,000 Arrows will take it out. Good, a good revenge kill from Alex.
Oh yeah.
And now here's that Vaporeon we were talking about. I feel like you gotta again save this Zygarde for later. That's your only Volcanion answer really, because you do have the ground coverage. I feel like there's where you go the Azumarill in the first place. And that's an unfortunate play rough. That, quite frankly,
that's so sad. And that play rough is not that bad accuracy. I think it's what, 95, 90, something like that.
Yes, something like that.
But like my rule of thumb, if it's not 100%, it's 50%.
It's 50%, and it hurts so bad, right?
Every single time.
That's funny. All right, and here comes in that Volcanion, which is going to resist the play rough, but goes for a good knock. That's a really good knockoff. Gets rid of the AV, so get rid of some of that chunkiness, but it's going to take a play rough like a champ because fire resists fairy. I think a good addition to the game.
I feel like people always forget that too. I forget that.
Yeah, fire needed that buff. Just defensively, it didn't have much. Big superpower. It's going to do 1 billion damage. Now we got a 3-on-5, an uphill battle for sure. How are you going to take out this Volcanion? Nice huge power, but
yeah, I mean, I get using play rough because it's probably the highest damaging move you have, but the resistance is kind of killing him.
Yeah,
but he takes it down.
Yeah, he's got one of the two biggest threats out of the way, but your sweepers are all gone by now. You're pretty, unless you're pulling something together with a Lowland Sandshrew, which seems highly doubtful. And there comes the Shell Smash, which is, well, that's the scariest thing.
Always scary.
Yeah.
And with the, what is it that gets rid of the negatives of Shell Smash?
White Herb.
White Herb.
Yep. Headlong Rush is going to take out your Ice type, which is pretty much your only chance to, take it out. goes fairy, and I don't think he does anything fairy-like with it. Play rough. There you go. Okay. So big fairy damage. That's pretty cool. Shadow Sneak is going to kill. That's impressive. That's impressive. Good job, Alex.
Very good.
Good job. And that also sets you up.
Having that fairy typing against elements, that's going to do a lot.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
I'm surprised that didn't kill.
Yeah, you might have wanted to switch into the Azumarill here and sack it. Maybe? This thing's pretty weak. Yeah, because you're not getting much out of an Aqua Jet against the rest of the team. Maybe a little bit against Mousehold. That will take care of...
At least he'll take the Salamence down.
Yeah. And Mousehold comes in, an odd switch. I guess trying to preserve his, Yeah, no, that's fine. Trying to just preserve his, record a little bit with another live. There's a population bomb and a Azumarill goes down. So good game to Judah.
Very good game.
Yeah, after a rough start to the season, really pulling it together. Good job. And Alex, definitely some improvement there. Good stuff.
Yes, very good improvement.
All right, now I believe we have our own enigmatic raccoon. I don't know if you're still in the chat versus Sierra, my wonderful wife. We've got
Sierra's a 4 streak, isn't she?
Yeah, she's undefeated so far. She's an absolute legend. Hello, Chris. Do you have anything you would like to say about this match while you're here? Yeah, this is a very interesting match. I think Chris has a lot of threatening guys, but there is a pretty crippling ground weakness. The only resist is Rillaboom, who you kind of want to keep around for other things. That's what I noticed when I played against you, Chris. I was like, I just gotta hit the ground moves and everything will be okay. I do like the balance of it. The Hisuian Quillfish is a good Pokemon for setting up hazards and stuff. Using a low Momola to get in those frailer attackers like Gengar and Darmanitan I think is very good. Unfortunately, Sierra's got a very nasty team here too, and I say unfortunately just from the perspective that we were just talking about Chris's team. Celesteela is an absolute menace. What do you... I think if you're Chris, you're like, okay, I need to get rid of that Celesteela and then I can do stuff. So it's like, you've got to get off big Flare Blitz, maybe, something like that. But here's the biggest problem of it all, and it's this Galvantula. Because you have no removal on this team whatsoever. There's not an ounce of removal.
Yeah, like once that sticky webs comes up, and it's like, well, now I'm just slow and I die. It's kind of rough.
Yeah, and if Sierra's considering that in the builder, then you've got some big problems, because your fastest guy is also Gengar, who gets outsped by Cinderace, even without the web, so that could be like the freest choice band of your life or something like that. So we'll see how this plays out. Notable thing here is Sierra's 2 new members got rid of Sinistra and Gligar for Seismitoad and Sandslash, so we'll see how that ground pressure applies in this match immediately.
I might have to go pick up that Gligar.
Yeah, there you go. And here's the Galvantula right off the bat. Is going to get up the Thunder Wave, a classic strategy. I adore that. Get the Thunder Wave off, and then maybe get a free turn while you set up Sticky Web, and then if you're lucky, you can like Thunder after that. There's the Sticky Web. Again, nothing can be done. Spikes and Toxic. Like, you're Galvantula, you don't care about being Toxic. You're, you don't have any health. You don't have any defense. A passing Breeze will kill you. Now we've got Sandslash here, who's going to be able to get off a Rapid Spin or an Earthquake or a knockoff. We'll see. Goes for the Earthquake to get this chonky Quillfish out of the way. And there's another Toxic. Against a Sandslash, that's a little bit more interesting because Sandslash is like a pretty fair defensive wall. Not going to be able to hold up against this Rillaboom though, probably. That was a good switch in. Are we going to get out of here, or are we going to Rapid Spin? We're going to get out of here. And probably take big damage from this. That's a fair amount of damage, even though it's resisted. Cinderace
Yeah.
is not an easy switch in. I think I would have liked to see maybe the Celesteela, or maybe... Yeah, I guess he didn't have a great switch in, but... U-turns out, Alomomola comes in. Go ahead.
That Protean is... It's basically free Terra.
Yeah.
If you really think about it.
Yeah, maybe that was the angle. Maybe just, well, no, not against that, Rillaboom. Good U-turn, but makes sense that he swapped out. Boots are off the Alomomola at the very least. I think that's a very good move. Because Chris, removal's another big issue on this team too. If you get like a ground resist, like a flying type that could defog, it would make your team so much better. Like
Very much so.
Yeah, any flying type that could like defog, throw boots on him, bring him every week. It'll nullify like half of the obvious strategies against your team.
Also, don't forget about air, because that's one of Air Balloon's unique things, is that it helps resist those hazards.
Yeah.
At least for a good switch in.
Yeah. This is a pretty well played game from both sides though. I mean, we're on turn 12. It feels like good progress is being made, but at the same time, like most of the people are still alive. Nasty Plot from the Gengar is super scary. And there's the Air Balloon, just like you were talking about. And with the Wish, Gengar is fully healthy with 2x special attack. That's absolutely terrifying. What is Sierra going to do about it? What do you do in this scenario? That's tough. Celesteela.
I run.
You run.
I'm like, no, jeez, bye.
Go to the bottom right corner of the menu. Go to the run button. That's funny. Survives a hit because Celesteela is an absolute menace and is able to take out the Gengar and save you. But now your Celesteela is not able to, probably not able to like sweep or anything against the rest of the team. There's that Flare Blitz we were talking about earlier, and is going to outspeed the Celesteela even after a drop. Could be scarfed. I don't see Life Orb recoil or anything. This is obviously super scary. Switches out into Rillaboom, knowing that Sandslash doesn't have a lot it can do against it. We're going to see the Rapid Spin to get rid of the Spike. Just take a little bit of the pressure off. But now you're very threatened by this Rillaboom. Decides to stay in and lives because Sandslash has an incredible defense stat. Gets some more spikes up, preparing for the end game. And is going to go down to a Grassy Glide. Now,
what's she going to do here for this Rillaboom? Cinderace, probably?
Now comes the Cinderace, just like you said. And now you've got some pressure, forcing him to switch. And he's going to suffer quite a bit with all the hazards on the field. Big U-turn. Oh my gosh, what the heck? That's
huge U-turn.
Barkle
Again, that
sucks.
Protean, just everything having that 1.5 boost.
Yeah.
Does a lot.
Yeah, that did a lot. And here comes the Arbalova. I love Arbalova. Big Trailblaze gets a speed boost against the Rillaboom. Arbalova with the abysmal 30 speed, but with a Trailblaze versus a Sticky Web, still does not outspeed the Rillaboom.
Paired into fire.
Fire.
That might do a lot.
Oh, with that base like 125 attack, yes. Terra Blast takes out the biggest threat on the team in the Galarian Darmanitan, and now your best. I mean, you're only threatening Arbalva with like a water or ground type move, so you've got to hope that Rillaboom or Barbacle can handle that, but they're almost dead on switching. So Sierra's pretty much got this in the bag at this point. There's the Barbacle.
Wow.
I'd Chris, if you're still here, I think Barbacle kind of sucks.
So bad.
Like, I think you didn't draft this team, which is the only reason I tell you this. Like, I wouldn't like it's just like the stats are so low and like the typing's rough, and it's like you got to get a Shell Smash off, but everybody's like, oh, I'm just gonna bring Mirror because you're bringing a Shell Smash guy. So it's like, I don't know, it's just rough. So maybe swap out your Barbicle for a flying type with Defog, and you might get a lot of value out of that. I don't know what that does to your resistances and stuff, but alrighty.
It'll definitely help with the ground weakness there.
Yeah. I think it's a good idea. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for hopping on the stream, and thanks for jumping in the league last minute. All right, now we've got Luke versus you and I are in the last 2 matches. How interesting.
I want that Honchkrow so badly.
Oh yeah, it is pretty sick.
One of my favorite mons.
Oh, I mean, look at it. It's a mob boss Pokemon.
So beautiful.
It's so beautiful. Chris says, I mean, I only brought Barbicle once and it didn't do much. Yeah, it's tough. Like, if you position it right, like, it's pretty cool to get off Shell Smash, but you're still slower than a lot of stuff because its base speed's so low.
Yeah, that's what I felt about my Obstagoon. It's just...
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. If you don't have the speed to, like, get through, like, you need some kind of, like, support system, like a Sticky Web Setter or something else to, like, really, like, muscle your way through everything with speed. Otherwise, you're never going to get a chance to break.
Or like a paralysis mon, something to
yeah.
cut the team speed down.
Yep, something like that. Like, if you had a Klefki or, like, that's where a Scream Tail is really nice. Nick, I've noticed you go offensive Scream Tail a lot, if you're here or if you're listening. One of the really nice things about Scream Tail is that it's fast and has a lot of cool, like, utility moves, like Thunder Wave, or like screens or something like that, or Encore. So one of the highlights of Scream Tail is that you can get those off and live hits and also be fast, to support the rest of this pretty cool team. So that's a note there if you're listening.
That's one thing to always keep in mind. Competitive is a different ballpark from the original games. Original games, you can easily get away from just having all attacking moves, not maybe occasionally a setup, but you could just blast through an entire game with just attacking moves and be fine. Yep. Competitive, you gotta have setup, you gotta have hazards, you gotta have something that's not just attacking moves, because if you're just attacking, there's so much to counter it in the competitive scene.
Yeah, you got that right. And that doesn't mean you can't attack with a Scream Tail, for example. You could, it's got good speed and bulk, so that gives you an opportunity to set up like a Calm Mind or something and buff your special attack, and you'll probably live a hit, and then once you're done, you'll probably outspeed some stuff, so that's pretty cool. Looking at this matchup, this is Luke's electric terrain team, obviously, which is pretty spooky. Not with all the guys. I don't see the iVal, but I like the priority in Honchkrow. That could snowball pretty quick in the right case. Iron Boulder's pretty scary. I don't see like that's definitely afraid of the Garchomp. I think Luke's path to victory here is probably taking out the Blastoise and the Garchomp and then going to town with Iron Boulder. And then for Nick, if you could Shell Smash Blastoise could be pretty good. Garchomp has a lot of ways to boost. And they've always got that like Cosmic Power, or like, what was it, Iron Defense, Calm Mind, Necrozma that's pretty crazy with stored power. Jaden, what do you think about the matchup?
Yeah, I definitely think I just fully agree with you. I really don't see anything standing out to me. I would love to see some Moxie boost from the Honchkrow, because that's what Honchkrow is just really good at. Just building up the Moxie and just kind of sweeping.
Yeah.
And it's like, Flying Dark is such a good typing.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. It's just cool too. Like, Honchkrow's just got some aura to it, you know? Let's get it going. Freaking get it going, dude. So, leading Ninetales with without Drought. This is Flash Fire Ninetales with. So, in this scenario, there is Blacephalon on the other team. Whatever. So there is a world in which you flash fire a mind blown, and he loses half its health, and you get the boost. But that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Instead,
I don't think I ever would have led Ninetales there.
if you're
Ninetales would be a good switch mon.
if you're using Drought, you can get a photosynthesis boost for Screamtail, and that's pretty nice. Other than that, doesn't look incredibly advantageous for the rest of your team. Draco Meteor into Bronzong's not going to do a whole lot, but you're not exactly terrified of Bronzong either, though. We don't know if this is Heat Proof or Levitate, so it could be weak to Ground-type moves. Probably Heat Proof, because it just stayed in on the Garchomp. That Ice Spinner is a little bit scary, so maybe I was a fool.
Yeah.
We've got Booster Energy Iron Hands, who, yes, can't take a Thunder Wave, but I do like using the Thunder Wave in general. I think that's pretty cool. Limiting your opponent's speed, but is going to get Drain Punched and sadly pass away. And here it is. Big Haunch Crow. Is that a double switch? No. He saw the Necrozma switch, so good switch from Luke. And is happy to stay in all day on this. Even with a Future Sight. Big Night Slash is not going to be enough to do it, and the Rough Skin's going to damage. Do you get out of here? Yes, you probably get out of here. You're not going to take much from another Draco. Just dropping Dracos all over the place.
A great item for your Garchomp here would be Rocky Helmet and Rough Skin, because that if they attack, that's double that chip damage that happens with it.
Yeah, that's a freaking quarter of their health. That's significant. And here we're going to see the Blastoise, which is going to get off a fair surf against the Iron Hands, but now you got to get out, or else you're going to get hit by an electric attack. Necrozma comes in and is going to freaking die. Is this Iron Hands packing Ice Punch? That could be the end of things if it is. For our dear Nick. Flip turn. A fast flip turn, so is going to take whatever this is and absorbs the Thunder Punch. A pretty good move. Like a really good move.
That was really well
with the
locked into an Outrage.
Yeah, I think with the right EVs.
But there's the Ice Punch.
Since this was a mixed attacker, you didn't quite have the power to take down the Iron Hands. But with more attack EVs and focusing on Garchomp's really excellent physical attack, I think that might have happened. I think you could have gotten the kill there. Switches out of the Morpeko. I think really trying to maintain the idea of a 6-0 here. And going to Scald, a good Blastoise move, and is going to be in a stalemate with this Bronzong for a little bit. Not quite getting the kill, no burn yet. And there it goes, a strong 6-0 from Luke. Good job to Luke.
Very strong 6-0.
Some improvement from Nick. Good job.
Yes, I do like to see that improvement.
Yep. Cool. Next one.
One thing for Nick is I would learn type matchups with immunities, because just being aware of like what mons are immune to other mons, like Dark is immune to Psychic, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's critical to this game for sure. All right, so this is my matchup against Doug.
I heard about this. Doug was complaining about it last night when we were at IHOP.
Oh, was he? What was he saying?
I can't remember. I think he was just I think it was your Pheromosa. He was just so frustrated with Pheromosa.
Yeah, it's better than I thought it was before. I did not want to draft this thing. I was like, if it gets hit by a passing breeze, it dies. But it's so fast and so powerful, and that's something I underestimated this week. If I would have just spoilers, I did not win my week 5 matchup, and if I would have just packed the Scarf like I wanted to and just owned the field, I would have been fine. It's a crazy Pokemon. So my strategy here, I don't recall. I think it was mostly the idea that Ogerpon looked really good. Like, I don't see any like true Ogerpon switch-ins here. Like, Ivy Cudgel / a grass move looks like it's neutral to strong against anybody. So I was like, okay, I'm going to use the rest of my team to support that, and then I'll go to town there. Removal didn't look incredible, so I was like, all right, Toxic Spikes looks pretty good. And that'll get me like just enough probably to push through. And I brought the Raging Bolt in the back for emergencies, and then this Goldengo just as like a special wall to soak up like a big Kingdra Weather Ball in the rain or something like that. Do you have any thoughts on this matchup?
Yeah, no, I think your strategy's pretty sound. I know Doug was really hoping. He brought his Drizzlemon. He brought his Kingdra and Pelipper to get the Swift Swim Kingdra outspeed, do tons of damage. But I think, if I remember him correctly, it just didn't work out the way he wanted it to.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look. So, yeah, I led Pheromosa because I knew he couldn't outspeed me no matter what because I had a Scarf. And the Sylveon's obviously not something I could deal with. The crit is nice because it's something I'm kind of scared of. Goldengo comes in, and because I am max HP, max special defense, like, it doesn't really care too much about the Shadow Ball. And now he's got to be scared of a Make It Rain, so he switches out, and the Pelipper comes in. I Thunder Wave because I don't really care what gets Thunder Waved at that point. It's just kind of nice. Because I'm just trying to soften everything up for later. I Protect to see exactly what he's going to do. I don't know if it's going to be a Hurricane or something, but he gets off the Tailwind, which is going to be... That's how you get faster than Pheromosa. You send out like a Kingdra in the rain with Tailwind. You gotta do what you gotta do.
That's what he saw, and he very much was like, I need to outspeed that Pheromosa because it's gonna kill me.
Yeah, apparently that's what everybody's thinking about, because Phil told me the same thing today. He's like, you know the thing about having the fastest, like the second fastest Mon in the format is that everybody's gonna try and outspeed it no matter what. And I'm like, now I feel like I'm just gonna bring a Scarf every week. But now that I say that, if you try and use that against me, maybe we'll play mind games and I won't bring it. Who knows? That's the fun.
I mean, I'm already trying to figure out some strategies when I go up against you.
Yeah.
What's that? Week 9, week 8, something like that.
It'll be a great matchup. I can't wait. I think it is week 9.
I might bring my Geoxys speed, and we'll see who's faster.
Duke it out. That's funny. So there's the Poison Jab, taking out the Sylveon, which is like the scariest thing for Pheromosa. So now Pheromosa can pretty much just go crazy. However, since this is Scarfed, like, I'm locked into Poison Jab, so I'm getting out of there. Wheezing is fine with literally any physical attacker. I believe this is neutralizing gas. I can't remember exactly what it was for, but it's just so nice against a lot of abilities. Will-O-Wisp is going to kind of neuter the Passimian, so I'm not scared of it, and I can like set up on it or anything like that.
Wait, I didn't think regular Wheezing got neutralizing gas. I thought that was specifically Galarian Wheezing.
No, it does. They both have it. It's really nice. I love the Wheezing family. Mew comes in, and against the Pelipper, and I don't have like a ton for this, but I still want to get up rocks just to like break any focus sashes, get like chip damage. And this Pelipper can do literally nothing against Raging Bolt. I get the Para anyways, so it doesn't matter. Go for a Volt Switch because I know it's slower than me and I want to get kills with Raging Bolt. Here's where I started to get a little bit greedy, and I started trying to farm kills with Raging Bolt for MVP, which is a moral failing on my part, but I was starting to feel confident with the rocks up and a couple things paralyzed. Crits were in my favor a bit in this game, so I apologize to Doug for that, but that's kind of the reality right now.
I think he was saying that was one of the big things that hurt him, was all the crits that happened.
Yeah. But and the paras aren't great. But a big Volt Switch is gonna get the job done here. And then there's the Snorlax still, the injured Passimian, and the Meowscarada. So I know Pheromosa is always a safe bet here. I go for the close combat after looking at the calcs, and I'm like, I don't think he can kill me. Goes for a Drain Punch, and like 4 times resisted. No, 2 times resisted? Either way. So since it's a little bit sponged up, I'm like, okay, I can switch in Bolt here. And with the burn, it's not doing too much damage, especially with Raging Bolt's bulk. And then I can just go for a Thunderbolt or something here, or Volt Switch. I was thinking he was gonna switch out, which is why I stayed in. And I brought the Pheromosa back in, and he's kind of just in the grinder right now, where I'm just switching in between them. He goes for a Protect, trying to see what I'm gonna do. And the close combat's super free from here because I know I'm Scarfed, so I can just clean up with Pheromosa. Yep. So, yeah, not too much.
I think I would have liked to see some more play from Meowscarada with some, I think it gets Protean, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
If he set up a good Protean for something that at least resisted Pheromosa, that could have really helped a whole lot. Like maybe I'm thinking, what does he get?
Kind of position yourself defensively. So the problem is, so I think Bugs are probably your best bet because Pheromosa gets like U-turn, Ice Beam, close combat. Why not packing a fire or a flying type move?
Honestly, maybe if you're thinking bug type, if he has a Flygon that's Terra Bug with first impression, he probably could have done a lot if he brought that Flygon.
I was definitely worried about that in the builder. I think you're right on that idea. Particularly with Terra, like those higher point Terramons that are in like the 8 or 9 point tiers, I think they're worth quite a bit just being able to kind of turn the tables last minute on something, right?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, one more match, and it looks like it's yours. Let's hear what you have to say.
Oh man, dude, this was a match. See, here's the thing. I came into this match a little confident because I'm like, oh, it's all normal types. This will be easy. I'll come in with Palmont, close combat, everything. We'll be good.
Yeah.
That's not what happened at all. Mainly because I was a little worried about the Ursaluna being a ground type with and Palmont's weak to ground.
Yep.
And just like kind of how I think I also was hoping to get a nice sweep with Deoxys Speed. I've been trying to get a good sweep with Deoxys Speed for a while, and it's just not been working out.
Yeah.
It's really frustrating, but he does do some work here. Tapu Fini is one of my best mons along with Garganackle. They are just too good.
Yeah.
And the surprising MVP of this match, and why this match went the way it did, was Spiritomb. I'm really glad I brought him.
Yeah.
The way I played him, I think I had him for a Toxic Stall or Pursuit Traptor. Unfortunately, the way that Matt played, I actually got a little confused. Half because I was sick at the time, and so I wasn't really thinking straight. And half because he kept switching out. I couldn't figure out why he was switching out. And thinking back to it, if I had just clicked Pursuit enough times, this match would have gone completely different. With Spiritomb. So.
Yeah.
But you'll see how it goes.
Yeah, Matt's a very good player. So I'm not surprised he pulled some stuff out of his bag here.
And also the Blissey.
Yeah, and Blissey.
Blissey so much.
he led with a Garg, maybe getting a Rocks.
I think that was my thought. Hazard set up. I didn't want to lead with Deoxys Speed because it was a little predictable.
Yeah.
But get some hazards. Try to get into the grind of the Salt Cure, which I did because I think I was also thinking, oh, he's going to tidy up with that Chino, so a good Salt Cure, apply some pressure, but he swapped out.
Yeah, I mean
recover off.
That's a fine interaction for you. You've lost 20% health at that point. And it looks like you get up a Salt Cure for your troubles there. Might be tough to get a recover off in the future, but you do switch out into the Metagross, and that looks like a better matchup for you against this Chinchino.
This is where I think he does some paralysis. I think at some point here, can't remember, or that might have been last week.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there it is. Glare makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Very disruptive.
And
kind
it
of
was
Pokemon.
funny because I just did not get paralyzed for like 6 turns in a row.
I swear to God, Matt has the
And-
worst luck with paralysis. If his opponent's paralyzed, he'll be fine. If he gets paralyzed, it's like he can't move.
There were a couple moments in this match that the paralysis really did matter,
Yeah.
and the match would have come out completely different if those paralysis didn't hit. So,
The first time I played Matt in a draft league in our match, he was about to whoop my ass, and I got a freeze on a freeze dry against his I think his Ambipom or something. He switches out into a Goldengo, I'm pretty sure. And my next freeze dry also freezes. 2 in a row.
Dude, that is rough.
Yeah, I was left with nothing but a choice scarf Kyurem with freeze dry, and I took down 3 Pokemon, including a Goldengo that resisted, and I had to go in the Discord immediately after and say, basically like, hey, look, it might say that I won on the board, but in my heart, Matt won, because that was ridiculous. And big close combat here. Awesome move. You knew you outsped, right? So you were just like, yeah, let's just kill him. And this is what you've been setting up the whole game, pretty much, right? But
Yeah, but unfortunately the bullet seed just kind of did it.
yeah, that is tricky. Were you saving the Deoxys speed for something? Focus blasting in the back?
No, I will never bring focus blasting on Deoxys speed.
Oh, good.
I just refuse. I think I got so focused on my other mons, I kind of forgot about them till the end.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
And at that
understandable.
point, it was too late because it was just as Blissey left.
Yeah.
This is where I got confused because I started Toxicking as part of my strat with him, and he just kept switching.
Yeah.
I'm like, I was like, okay, it's toxic. Let me do some toxic stall protect, and then he's like, oh, I guess he was doing some wish healing with switching. I'm like, what is going on? I cannot figure out what he's doing. I think I got a couple pursuits out, like that one there.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's probably trying to set up his guys for a sweep in the end, knowing that you're like paralyzed. That's an interesting. Oh no, he didn't leave. Yeah, I think he just wanted to get that Chinchino set up for a sweep. There's a sucker punch, so he doesn't quite get it either. And then a 4v2 here. Blissey comes in.
This is where it ends because I just couldn't do anything to the Blissey.
Yeah, that's really tough. Yeah, what do? You've got Garganacl, who could Salt Cure and stuff, but that's a tough battle to win.
Well, Garganacl was weak. He died to whatever I think I sacked him for a switch at one point.
Got it. Now, Earth Power, that's going to do a fair amount of damage. Trap Ghost is strong. Your Deoxys speed is healthy, though. Perfectly healthy. But against that Blissey, that's tough. Maybe you got to pack. If you're going offensive, you might want, was it Psy Strike? No. Whatever
Well,
one's...
I brought Tapu Fini out here because I was thinking, okay, I don't think the Blissey can do anything to me, so I'm going to try to set up Calm Minds, knowing that I'm hoping that I could do something there.
Yeah.
It just didn't work.
It just didn't. Seismic Toss.
It just didn't work.
A fair amount of damage. And you're setting
I
up...
got lucky with the crit. I think I got a crit, was it Draining Kiss to get some heals back, but was it?
I like how you're committing to it. That's pretty good.
I think if I fully committed and got fully set up, that would have helped.
Yes, I agree.
Oh, and I do remember I did have a fumble with Deoxys speed.
Oh, okay.
I think that the fumble that I had to cost me the match. You'll see it here soon.
You are looking at the best, like, special wall in the entire series, pretty much. Where was that Thunderwave a million years ago?
Right?
Yeah, that's kind of surprising to me. And just wish... Oh, that's a rough para.
Yep.
Yeah, you definitely wanted a little bit earlier, but... Unless you get a crit, that is a winning situation for this Blissey. Just because it's so chunky. Guard comes
This also
out.
was just a really long game, too.
But yeah, 39's pretty... We're only at 39 and we're not even done yet, right?
So I was like, okay, this isn't going anywhere. I can't do anything to this. Let me get a clean switch into Deoxys speed, which is why I sacked the Garganackle.
Good stuff. Nasty plot.
And nasty plot.
Para.
Nasty plot again, because I know I'm banded, so if he damages me, I can at least hit him pretty hard.
Yep. Nasty plot.
Third time, because he hasn't done any damage yet. And this is where I got confused. So I'm used to thinking about boost as +6s. And I saw ×4, and I was like, oh, I easily have one more nasty plot in here, I'll do tons of damage. So I nasty plot again, and then I get paralyzed, and I'm like, oh crap, I messed up.
That's
and then he just doesn't do anything. That was the big fumble.
That's tough. And there's the frick. There's the frick, everybody.
Yeah, I was like, ah, frick.
That's understandable. Oh man, Blissey the goat.
Like, it was that moment, it's like, I'm done. I can't do anything.
Matt taunting you in the chat like that, calling Blissey the goat. That's pretty bold. That's pretty bold. You took it like a champ. And then Caleb joins the last minute.
It was a really fun match, though. I will admit, it was a lot of fun. I did enjoy it, even though I lost. It was a good time.
Yeah, good stuff.
47 turns.
Yeah, and there's the good game. You guys both performed admirably. That's tough stuff. I do believe the final week 4 match was just posted, so let's check that out really quick. I've never seen this one. This is other Chris versus Jeremy. This is, let's see what we got here. We've got, so Jeremy with a pretty balanced team here. I like the Pivot Rotom. I like Dragapult is like maybe one of the best Pokemon in Draft League right now. Toxapex and Chansey and Hippowdon form a really strong defensive core. On the other side, you've got Melmetal, which almost certainly lives one of anything. It hits you with a giant double iron bash or whatever. Good speed control, Unaware Wall, and Quagsire. I think we've just got two kind of good teams here. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the ones I'm looking at here is Dragapult, especially the Deoxys to counter the Dragapult will be really interesting play to see. Yeah, honestly, I see counters on both sides. This looks like a very even match.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. So we've got Hippowdon lead set in the sand. Sure. I don't know how much the sand helps the other members of the team. But I guess it does chip down the enemy. Gets the rocks up, that's always good. I think maybe this Hippowdon's like mostly just to like get the bulk and like the rocks and stuff. I don't think it's about the sand. Really.
Does he have any other abilities besides Sandstream?
Not that I can recall. He's burnt, so he's not gonna do a ton of damage. But does Whirlwind to start chipping away at the enemies a little bit. Maybe scouting him out a little bit. Takes a big double iron bash, but he's Hippowdon, so he doesn't care. Unfortunately, gets flinched. That's pretty painful.
The flinch sucks.
Goes into Rotom, who is going to take a big superpower, but he'll live. Not too bad. Good defenses on Rotom. And now what do we do?
Just wondering what Rotom does against this Melmetal.
He pain splits apparently. Not a terrible strategy.
Yeah.
I think I'd like to see. Go ahead.
Pain split is a tricky move to deal with because, like, if you don't kill them, they just pain split and then get all their health back, basically.
Yeah. I think I would have liked to see a Will-O-Wisp there if it was available. Melmetal's a pretty big threat to the whole team. And look at this. We've got two chunky guys going at it. Big knockoff to get rid of the leftovers. That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Spikes come out. That's going to make it tough for some of the other guys coming in later. It goes for the water absorb. Might have forgotten. Or maybe just testing to see if it's unaware or not. I guess you're a little threatened by Earthquake, but this is a very... I think this might be mostly a spike setter. You get to switch in with Toxapex later and soak up those toxic spikes anyway, so it might be a little bit of a waste of a turn right now, unless you can... Unless he switches somebody else in, but he stays in with the Hippowdon and heals up a little bit. Holy hazards. That's a lot of hazards.
That is a lot of hazards.
He's just gonna stay in because this Quagsire is toxic, and he's taking a lot of damage from that toxic. You could do this all day until you run out of slack offs, and you've got a lot of them. I think I'm getting out of here if I'm Chris, because I'm like, this toxic's doing so much damage to me, and you know, it's gonna be
reset that toxic counter.
Yeah, it's gonna be Earthquake or Whirlwind or something like. Just switch out into Talonflame for a turn and do it over again. And you might be able to stall this thing out if you want, but this is actually Jeremy who switches out first and is going to take some fair damage and toxic, and then a Hydro Pump's not going to do much because it's going to miss, but it's also a Quagsire Hydro Pump.
Yeah.
Got Ghost type Chansey now. Is going to heal the team from their status, so the toxic spikes are not even that threatening. Makes 7% from a Hydro Pump.
Aromatherapy is one of those moves that I do forget about.
Yeah, and that can really make the difference. We've got Talonflame out here. Yeah, what are you doing against Toxapex?
Got rid of those toxic spikes too.
Got a Tailwind.
No longer a thing.
Yep. Tailwind's up. What are you going to do with it though? That's what I want to know here. Darkrai is slower than Dragapult, for example. So that's kind of nice if you get some big stuff done in the next couple of turns. But
interesting bringing in the Terror Ghost to a Dark type.
Yeah, I guess
maybe he needed a clean switch to something. That's
what I'm thinking. Dragapult comes in. I think I would have liked if he waited another turn for the Tailwind to go out. Like go sack a Powdon or maybe something first, because now the Darkrai just got to do what he wanted with the Tailwind. There's the big Fake Out. Is going to take care of a little bit kind of frail Darkrai, and is going to die to the Icicle Crash. That's a speed tie that it won, so that's pretty impressive. Again, Tailwind would have been nice there. Here's the Toxapex. Oh boy, shouldn't be yawning during the stream. That's no Double Iron Bash. Are we gonna get a flinch? No, he went last. Latios coming in raw. I guess not very scared of whatever Toxapex is bringing. So, and you're fine. Get burnt. You're fine. You get burnt all day.
Yeah, because special attacker.
Nice
Draco Meteor. I would like to see a psychic move from there though, because Draco Meteor is one of those moves that, again, it's 50%. it's not 100%, so it's 50%.
Yeah, I think it's a fair call. Weavile faster than Latios and is gonna burn its berry. Goes for the knockoff, which is good against anybody. Talonflame can outspeed here and take out the Weavile, and then it's just down to this Hippowdon, which will lose the battle of attrition eventually, particularly against like a Draco Meteor or something. At the very least, you could just come in with Landorus probably over and over again. Actually, so yeah, you gotta try to win like a battle of attrition with like Whirlwind and Slack Off, and that's pretty difficult. So I understand the Whirlwind there. Tough guy to break through. But if you if you happen to get Whirlwinded into your Latios, you're in really good shape. Good Double Iron Bash. Now you've got to heal on the next turn, and you just get Double Iron Bashed again. And I don't know if that misses. and now a slow death for Hippowdon, it looks like. Try one more turn with the burn. And that'll probably be it for...
Still there?
Oh! Well, it's a kill.
Down the Melmetal.
Yep, that's good for the MVP board. But it's going to
Alright,
go down to the
then it goes
sand.
down.
Yep. What an awesome match.
07's the chat for the Hippowdon who could.
Yep, that's impressive. That's very impressive. That's the matches for this week. There will be some spoilers here in the standings, but very competitive league here, particularly intense at the top. We've got the 4-1, the 3-1 area. That's highly contested. Still 4 undefeated. We will see how Sierra and Noah do with the rest of the week. Any interesting insights from you about the season so far? The standings?
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm still in the top 10.
Yeah, you're doing good. You're doing real good. And playoffs is a pretty... I think it's a pretty significant portion. Top 14, maybe? Maybe it's top 12. I can't remember. It might be top 12. So, probably top 6 from each side of the bracket. Chris says that...
I'm still top 4 in my league. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's great. Good job. Chris says I matched my win total from the last time I did one of these. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, so very impressive MVP race. I got a kill and a death with my Raging Bolt today, so it technically puts it at the top of the board, but it's a great battle up there for number 1. You've got your Tapu Fini at number 5.
Yeah, I was number 1 at one point, but I've just not had the best matches with my Tapu Fini, so
Yeah, well,
especially not the last match.
yeah, that's tricky. All right, well, Aiden, thank you so much for joining. What an absolute blast.
It's been a pleasure.
Hope you had a good time. I'm gonna hop off and finish off chatting with everybody and call it for the night.
Awesome.
Best of luck in your week 5
thanks
match.
for having me. Yeah, have a great weekend.
Thank you very much. I'll see ya. All right. Well, what a blessing, everybody. What an absolute banger. Thank you for joining. An intense week indeed, and we will be back. We'll be back next week with the week 5 results. We'll go over my big loss against Phil. Spoilers, but it'll be good for me. I've learned a very good lesson from that, so I'm pleased. And Phil's an honorable opponent. Yeah, I'm just Ghost. I hope you have a wonderful evening. We'll see you around. Let's go and raid somebody. Who are we following? We've got Dynam, for example. Barry. Let's go raid Barry. Let's go raid Barry, everybody. Feel free to drop the haunted homies or here in chat when you get there. Everybody, hope you have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow night Sunday night at 7 if you want for Hundreds of Beavers, the movie. What a blast that'll be. Goodbye.